twice again.
Hey everyone, I'm back in my normal scenery. Thanks so much for being here. Welcome to Jesse Stories. This is a place where not only will I be bringing cult awareness, because that is a story and part of my life, you'll see all the sections of stories. Jesse Stories is a stories platform for you and me to tell their stories, to just be you, who you are. Today I'm covering, as you can tell by the opening, I am covering Miranda Derrick's response to the docuseries, because she clearly, besides doing verbal and written words, also replied in dance form. At least to me personally, in my opinion, it seems like she did. We're going to go over all the stuff in this one. So this is a very culty episode. I will always be covering cult stuff and handling queer stuff and handling stories. So books, movies, docuseries. I would like to dive deeper into doing exactly what I did for Escaping Twin Flames on Netflix that I was on. I would like to interview even those from Dancing with the Devil and interview other ones that I get really into. This one I just feel very drawn to. So I would love to talk to Derrick, who's the director of Dancing with the Devil, and more. But anyways, as a small channel, thanks so much for being here. If you made it this far, you can press like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with an enemy, share with anyone. Share with anyone that loves stories, who's a huge story fan and geek, as I am. Thanks so much for being here, and thanks for helping share survivor stories too. Just by being here, I will always put my perspective as a survivor of the cult Twin Flames universe. You can check them out on Netflix. I'll actually put the link in this one below, and I'll be covering some more Twin Flames universe on this channel. It's going to be in different forms, so sometimes you're going to see more interviews, sometimes you're going to see more of me handling, like today, certain cults that I'm very attracted to how they recruited people and comparing it to the one I was in, or just focusing on their recruitment and what's going on. So right now, as I said in my last one, which I'll leave a link above, we'll see if I do it correctly, of the last one I did of the 7M cult, where I kind of talk a little bit about the sisters and just focus on the family. This one I'm going to be focusing on Miranda Derrick's kind of response to everyone and response to allegations of being in a cult, because I see she's still getting cult hate, which isn't helping her case mentally, because she already has been coerced, in my personal opinion, coerced to be fighting right now for, you'll see a picture of him right here of Robert Shin. He will dive a little deeper into him too today. He is, I can't believe he's still running, but most places, well, I guess if you look at America right now, has been a president, is rerunning again, who should be in prison, but is still allowed to run. That makes no sense. So most of the cults that are still running it absolutely makes sense. America. So Miranda Derrick replied back. She did one of the theme songs, so Dancing with the Devil, but her hashtags are devil is a lie, no devil. To me, it feels like that's her response, because she's also dancing with B Dash, her husband, in the video. Again, you can refer back to the beginning of this video. It will be played and done, so you can get a quick glance, and you can go on TikTok and see it yourself too. And then on top of that, people have been questioning B Dash and her relationship just based off of dancing, which you can't really see a relationship through social media. That's why all cult members, ex-wives, and even director, editor, Dr. Lala Lich, aka Yaya, everyone has said they can't tell the relationship between Jeff and Shalia. Well, it's the same idea. You can't tell what the relationship truly is between B Dash and Miranda. That's between them. So we can't judge based off of that. But I can show you the response that I feel is a response from her. For example, this video. you see this person. I guess I'll wait a little longer. Okay, so you see them on the couch dancing and not touching that much. And then her response, I feel like, to just the TikTok on her IG, you'll see right here. Sorry, that's my kitty meowing at me. You'll see her and B Dash kissing with my love. So I feel like she's really slapping back. That's why I titled this the slap back. She's really slapping back to what anyone is saying right now, which, yes, good for her, but some of that to me personally feels, in my opinion, having been on the other side, feels like some of it's coercion. Like whether that's B Dash and her, I don't know, but it definitely feels like it, at least when it comes to the docuseries. Feels like she's majorly slapping back, which is normal. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to stand for your belief, your cause. And she feels I feel like, I can't speak for her. I can't say she feels like, I can't believe I was beginning to say that. It feels like to me that it's a fight for justice on her side, even though in reality, which you don't have that part of your brain working as hard. So seeing the reality of things, your better judgment isn't working as well when you are coerced and constantly told certain things, have a lot of, I don't know what Robert Shin has said threat-wise within to those dancers that are still there that you even see in the docuseries. I don't know what he said. I haven't heard too much on that. I want to dig deeper and just focus on him on a video alone, and I will eventually. But as you can see, she's slapping back to what everyone is saying. So the kiss on IG, video of someone just questioning what she's doing. And then on top of that, which I think is awesome, that they have a date now, July 2025 is when they're supposed to head to court, which is so exciting of news. I will show you all of that here in the video. You can look at it and read it. I'll make that as part of this video. Now we're going to go over the possibilities of the tactics being used right now for Miranda and those that are still in there. So KO, I believe, is still in there, who's supposedly married to a married man. I don't know if it's true or not. I haven't seen any proof or more details of that yet. It feels like rumor right now on that, but the person she's supposedly married to is supposedly already married. And then B Dash and Miranda. So they are the spotlight. And on top of that, I guess they'll all be heading to court. Like I said in my last video, which I hope Miranda sees it, would love if Miranda sees all these videos, is that you go down with the cult when they go down. And yes, when you're in a cult, it's hard to admit you're in a cult because your brain doesn't fully see that. You might have a couple red flags here and there, which I hope Miranda's starting to see a little red flags, especially with the docuseries out. I know a lot of ones personally from my cults may have started leaving, some of them. A lot of the ones that have been there for 6 years or longer, it's harder to leave. I think Sarah Edmondson was incredibly strong in NXIVM to have left. I think she was there for like 10 years. I might be wrong on the exact amount of time. Same as India was there for a pretty long time. Oxenberg, they were incredibly strong to get out. When you're in there for so long, it gets harder. Miranda's been in there for a really long time, so please consider that. I don't know how long. Her sister would know, which is someone I will definitely reach out to just to get perspective on things. And hopefully she'd like to speak to a survivor, get perspective from her sister too. And on top of that, Miranda wanted to be a famous dancer. Well, as famous as dancers can be, because the industry is hard, as it was described in the docuseries itself. So this is why you see her right now. I've seen comments on TikTok because I do watch TikTok, and I am on TikTok too. I see a lot of people commenting, pretty much saying she just went back to normal. Yeah, when you're in a cult, they want you to go back to normal. They'll take care of their statements, do blah, 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 whatever they need to do. So written statement, spoken words. In her case, she did written statement, spoken words. And Twin Flames Universe's case, they only did written words and then got a PR firm, which I'm actually going to leave Let the Fresh Air video below, though I'll be hooking her in another video too of that same exact one of the PR post of all the information that she has on them, because that's an important video, which when I cover some more Twin Flames universe, you'll see that video again. Anyways, giving you guys all the heads up, but Miranda probably right now feels like she is that famous dancer that she wanted to be, and she probably feels like, and this is all in my opinion, my own personal opinion, I could be completely wrong, which I'm fine with if I'm wrong, in my personal opinion, probably feels like she is exactly where her goal was, which is to be a famous dancer. She's a famous dancer on TikTok. She is a well-known TikToker. So of course, Robert Shin, who I still think of as Bob, he has to keep his image alive. And in order to do that, he has to have her still dancing and has to have B-Dash and her looking good, looking like everything is fine, looking like there's nothing going on behind the scenes. We honestly don't know all the story of what's going on behind the scenes. We only know the details we've gotten from family and the details of ex-members, like Kylie. Kylie's been speaking up a lot, which is awesome. Which, for example, when you're in a cult, so I'm also going to use a clip that's straight from Kylie's interview on Access. I would love to have her on here too, on I think Hollywood Access, something like that, where I don't know who the reporter is or interviewer is, but she asked her about being in a cult and how did you know you were in a cult, and she straight up says this is true facts. I can back her up on that as a survivor myself. She says you don't know you're in a cult when you're in a cult. Yeah, you can have docuseries out, you can have all these things. She was part of the docuseries, so of course she's aware of it, but when she was in it, she wasn't aware of it. It's like you're working for a cause you believe in. When I was in the Twin Flames universe, I was working for a cause I believed in, love. That was the number one cause that Jeff and Shalia played on, is love, and that you're helping others. That's all I love doing, is helping others. And they definitely drew into some of my own commitment issues and trauma. Honestly, my past trauma, just being a child of special education, being a child that felt like an alien. And Kylie, she goes in, we'll show the clip now. So Kylie goes into talking about also going for her dreams. Like, I had a dream of being a famous author. I still have that dream of being a famous storyteller and also producing and directing. Those have all been part of my dreams. Miranda's dream, Kylie's dream, all these dancers' dreams were being famous, well-known dancers, which is hard in their industry. In my industry, it's hard too. So they found an organization that met that desire, that met them where they were at. Twin Flames universe, for me at the time, I had the pressure of finding someone. And I thought I had found a friend, not a someone, that turned into a someone when I joined Twin Flames universe. So some things that lead you there, there's something within that cause that draws you in. It's important to pay attention to those red flags too, of why am I drawn into this? I was not very well educated in cults when I joined a cult. Like, I wasn't aware of the warning signs. And when Twin Flames Universe, which was all the way back in 2020, maybe even further back, but all the way back in 2020 when I left. No, it would have been before then. So all the way back by, I guess, 2018 is when a lot of cult things were being said about Twin Flames Universe. I was told, oh, those are lies, they're just jealous. So I could imagine, just from that perspective, that maybe on Robert Shin's, oh, they're just jealous, because you even hear him at the end of the docuseries preaching and saying, oh, they love us. They're just lying about blah, blah, blah. They want to be a part of this organization. That's why they're saying this. We've been a cult for years. So I could easily see any or leaders playing off of that, saying, oh, yes, these are lies. Like Jeff and Shalia played off of the cult thing of, no, we're not a cult. We don't do this. We don't do that. We don't do this. But they didn't ever have proof. But you had to learn to have faith, which they use that one a lot, and go without the proof and just believe them. With Robert Shin, I'm going to assume, and again, my own personal opinion, I believe he probably is doing the same thing of just have faith that this is true, that these two docuseries, oh, they love us so much. Or not two, these ones. Sorry, I was thinking of Twin Flames Universe, the one I was in. Okay, the one on Netflix, docuseries, they really love us. They did a whole story on us. I know Jeff and Shalia probably loved having two docuseries on them. And I know they probably played into it, in my personal opinion. they probably played fully into it. And Robert Shin would have had opportunity to talk too for this docuseries. It's on Netflix. Netflix is good about making sure both parties have an opportunity to talk, and they're good about having directors and people on the other side that you don't always see. But thankfully for Escaping Twin Flames, at least right now, you get to hear from the people behind the scenes that you don't normally see in front of the camera. I hope to get some of Dancing with the Devil's people from behind the scenes too in interview series. Hopefully I'll keep on reaching out to them. I did start reaching out to them. Every words I say are true. Whether I'll hear back, I don't know. I will keep trying. I don't give up that easily, because it would be good to have their input and for you guys to have the education of how it went for them, including hopefully if any of the survivors want to talk on here too, survivor to survivor. That would be incredible. I would love that, because I enjoyed my time with Keely too. And there's another ex-member that will be part of the behind the scenes too. On the leaders like Robert Chin for this do play into that. So I can see, and Miranda, if I were to guess, I would think she's probably going to continue slapping back unless a really, really heavy, big red flag hits her somehow. I don't know. And when I say hit, I don't mean actually physically hitting. I just mean like, oh my gosh, that's a red flag. So if Robert Chin or maybe someone within the community says something of this isn't right, maybe that will help, or it'll be a red flag for her. I don't know. I know when I was in the cult I was in, any red flag would be anyone saying is this doesn't feel right. Oh, you're wrong. Oh, I'm not allowed to have my own opinion. Those are all red flags that we were told by Jeff and Shalia of boot out, as at least mods. You're supposed to boot out. And if anyone said you're crazy, which we had a lot of those that were booted out in Twin Flames universe. But to continue, a lot of it will be in my memoir, but I will probably go off. That's why I said I end up doing comparisons either way. So thanks for sticking with me as I continue going in and out, on and off on this. So to continue, Miranda's probably being fed a lot of things right now, and the other members too that are still in there of, oh, these are lies. Oh, they love us so much. We're going to get better known. We're going to be making so much more money. We're going to get bigger. Like Jeff and Shalia, when Vanity Fair first came, they were saying, oh, we're going to be famous. We're going to be huge. So I could only see Robert Chin playing off of this docuseries right now, and still playing off of it since it hasn't been even a full month. So I might have to wait another month before I re-ask. So there's some I'm waiting on. I will re-ask Derek because there is a wait time period. So I'm probably going to wait and then re-ask to continue. So Robert Chin probably feels like he's the greatest and strongest ever right now, even with the court date. Like, I know Jeff and Shalia felt power in even my cease and desist. And I know they probably, well, I was still there when they did the cease and desist to the families and the other ex-members that had been ex-members for a while. So do keep in mind as authoritarian leaders, so Robert Chin, Jeff and Shalia, and some of the famous ones, they all, in my personal opinion, feel power and being able to, hey, also you, and you. It's like giving gifts, like gifts that aren't actual gifts. It's really just a scare tactic. Just like I remember when some members would leave in the coaching thing, Jeff would talk about, oh, well, this and this and this is going to happen to them because they're choosing hell. A lot of bad things are going to happen to them because they're choosing hell. This is me also making it less mean, I guess. Because there's normally cussing in there and stuff like that. You can check out a lot of articles where that's covered in, including Sarah Berman articles, and I can leave that below too. But to continue, the scare tactic, I'm going to guess that the scare tactic that Robert Chin is using for Miranda and so many others still within the cult is if you leave your dreams, you're going to lose all the dreams you just built up to. That was the number one thing that was also used in Twin Flames universe. So pretty much if you're a coaching business and a successful one, I was never a successful coaching business ever, which makes sense. That's not me. Coaching is, I can coach. But continuing, I feel like that is a solid threat on Robert Chin's part. I feel there hasn't been any news or anything out there. So this is my personal opinion and guess. So I'm guessing that's what he's using right now as leverage of, hey, if you try to leave, you're going to lose everything. You're going to lose the fame. You're going to lose every little bit of everything. Because Miranda's working really hard right now to keep this image alive, to keep that she's okay alive, to keep everything alive. I do love all the TikToks. It is cool to see everyone that's just putting their own personal opinion and spin on things. That's fine. Keep it up. If you have more, keep it up. It's good. Keep the spotlight on there. But please don't continue telling Miranda she's in a cult. That's already out there in the public. Whether she ever sees the docuseries or reads any articles, she has to have her aha breaking moment, as I did, which you can check out my video on this channel of the 3 steps that got me out of the cult. It's a huge process. It's not easy to leave a cult. I'm right now rooting for Miranda and everyone else still in there to leave before the cult goes down in 2025. I believe strongly they will. I'm rooting for them to go down. I hope Robert Shin goes to prison, especially with all the people he's essayed, and I feel for them. And this is a safe space. It's an inclusive space. My entire description is true on my channel. So I would love to have you guys on here if you ever feel comfortable to. And so do keep in mind, it is huge and heavy. It's scary. Like my first week, I didn't actually write my articles for Medium until I went into it right away, because I made a promise to myself, which I did keep this behind the scenes for a while, but I made a promise to myself that I was going to fight and that I was going to try to help people and truly help people, because I did feel a lot of guilt and I felt shame and scared when I first left, because I was technically choosing hell. That's what I had gotten instilled in me, and that I was going to go bankrupt, which I did go big, but we're not going to go in depth of that. But that, and the bankruptcy was because I was in the cult. Do keep that in mind. But as I continue, the feeling was just pure fear, and I didn't fully I had some logic back, but it wasn't fully there. So when you leave, it's so hard. There's still a mindset that comes up for me even now. This is a lifelong working through thing. So I hope Miranda gets out so she can have the chance to truly heal. And if that's what she wants, is a relationship with God, you don't need to be in a cult to have a relationship with God. You can have it just by being you. There's a relationship with God. You already have one. You don't need Robert Shin to teach you how to have one. That's just my message to you, Miranda. You don't need Robert Shin. Your family, they're very smart with cults, very clearly. That's pretty cool. You could talk to them about it. They seem like they'd be very supportive. You have support outside of the cult. People don't seem to always know that. You have support outside of this high control group. I'll stop calling it a cult for now, because cults are high control groups. You have support. You don't see it. Some don't have support, but thankfully there's enough of us out there that are ex-members, that are people that have been there, that are there and trying to help. I'm here to help any ex-member of any cults too, and put you in the correct direction of professional help, because I am not a professional. I feel Miranda personally would do great getting professional help when she first goes out. I got professional help when I first left Twin Flames Universe, like literally the next day, practically. Actually, no, it was the day after the next day I left that I got help. So there is help out there. And it is hard leaving. It is scary, but it is a good thing to do, is leave. And it's cool that she is slapping back. That shows there's something in her. At least it's still fighting. I wish that fight and drive was going towards something else, like for her personally, because that's not helping her personally. It's helping Robert Shin. Yeah, thanks so much for being here, guys. Thanks for listening to me talk. I hope you enjoy seeing the videos. Thanks for so much for being here. Please like, subscribe. I am trying to get to partners with YouTube so I can spread even more word here. Thanks so much to the 206 subscribers. I appreciate you all so much. Thanks for being here. Like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Leave comments below your own personal opinions about this whole 7M cult and what else you want me to cover, cult-wise, story-wise, interview-wise, all of that. And you can check my past videos to see the plans for this channel. And I'm going to leave a link to my other channel below. I don't know when I'll have time soon to do the other stuff, but I will work on that. Thanks so much for being here. Love you all. Embrace your truth. Tell your story. I have a story to tell. You have a story to tell. We all have stories to tell. Thanks so much for being here. Stay safe and do your research. Thanks, guys. Bye. Peace.